Hello there, my fellow miners and crafters. GoodTimesWithScar here, and welcome back to the wonderful world of hermits and crafting. And we are overlooking Scarcity. And the reason we are doing that today is we're looking at this portion of the city complete. I want to take what we have done in this section of the city and transform it to the others, because this episode is an episode of progress, because we are going to take the green and all these little details and transform it. On the other side, we're going to build up all of these banks and trees and all of those details and add it to the other unfinished areas of the city, because I am tired. I am absolutely tired of seeing an unfinished base. So today we're going to make the largest effort yet in trying to finish our base, and it's gonna be amazing. So buckle up, my friends, because this is an episode, like I said, of progress. I hope you guys have noticed over the last couple weeks here, I've started to kind of feel a little bit better, and that's translated into more episodes and definitely more progress in the videos. So that's why I'm so excited about today and really transforming the base. Now we're down in a layer that I don't always show, a land of misorganization, things that aren't always what they seem. They may be just chess monsters hiding amongst the chess. Welcome to my hidden away storage room. Hopefully, probably within like the next 2 weeks, we will no longer have to have this room, which is going to be amazing. But before we get to Scarlandia, we need to finish one thing from our last episode, and that was my landscaping shop. And I gave you guys the option, what shall we do for that shop? So I've got everything we need for that particular project locked away in these chests. And one thing that'll be really cool today is this is the map of our base, and hopefully we can fill in that last half there and expand out the roads and different things along those lines. It's going to be really, really awesome. So let's head back to the community area, build room 6, and then come back here for some incredible progress. And like I said before, if you're excited about this progress, definitely hit that like button, and I'll see you at the community project. Welcome back to Hermit Hollow. Let's take a quick land here on our walkway and have confession times with Scar. So in our last episode, I asked you guys, what should we do about the ornaments? Shall we keep them or shall we get rid of them? And the comments were crazy. There was 800 something comments, and you guys came in big with a lot of discussion, pro and cons about keeping them. But the issue is it's like 50-50. I can't decide which one to do based on the comments. And also, confessions, I forgot to put the poll in again, because that might be like the 10th video I have forgotten to put a poll in. I'm so sorry. I always forget it. It's such a problem. I upload the videos at like midnight and my brain is just all over the place. Super sleepy Scar. You've seen pictures and almond. It's just not good all around. So I'm going to put that poll back in the video, this video right now, up in the right hand corner. And I want you guys to click on that and put your thoughts in the poll. So yes, keep the ornaments. No, get rid of the ornaments. Let's have a proper scientific poll. That's the final determination if we shall keep them. I really do like him. Look at that cat. I mean, how could you not love that cat right there? He's amazing. Anyway, over here is our brand new shop here in the community area. So let's head on inside, and we created these beautiful little dioramas of landscapes that I can produce for you if you shall choose. I have not let the hermits know about this shop being open yet, because I forgot to put the signs in the last episode, and room 6 has got to get done before I have anybody come in here. Anyway, so we've got these little diorama rooms built up and ready to go of just little landscaping scenes like season 4, and little snow cabins and trees and scar cliffs, of course. But room 6 was so hard to decide. I tried modern, I tried jungle, I tried a bunch of different things, but I thought, you know what? Why don't I let this go out to the viewers? How about you guys decide what goes in here? And you came up big. Rip a ticket on Twitter. Let me know that the season 4 geyser basin would be the best option, and I think it is too. So we're going to do what we did in season 4 for the geyser custom biome that we did outside of our base next to Cub's super amazing volcano area. And this is going to be really cool. So let's kind of figure this out together. So I have a screenshot up on my screen of the beautiful landscape. Like I said, this is probably my favorite episode I've ever made, was the custom Yellowstone biome. If you haven't seen it, well, I highly encourage you to check it out. So what we're going to do is we're going to do kind of a paint pot right here, those kind of multicolored bubbling pools in Yellowstone. So we're going to do one of those right here. I'm trying to remember. Grand Prismatic, was that the pool? I think that's what it's called. So that's what we're gonna put like right there, and then maybe a geyser up into the corner. I think that could be really cool. So let me gather some supplies up here and kind of map this out in my brain, and I'll be right back. And there we are. We've got ourselves a hole after all that time. Welcome back. So we've got our little hole here, and I think this is where Grand Prismatic will go. So that's going to look super, super fancy. And then on this little side right about there, that's where the geyser is going to go. So I've gotten some supplies in my inventory ready to roll. So what I think we're going to do is, hold on a second. Let me grab out another material here. So we're actually going to start with red. So if red is the block that would be on the perimeter, I'm trying to remember based on the screenshot how we did this particular design, but I think this is it. So if we do like a little bit of a perimeter, right? So we get a nice little perimeter of red. So that is the first color in the kind of a, paint pod or something like that. I forgot exactly what they call those things in Yellowstone, but I do know it's called Grand Prismatic. So if we get this in here like a so, we need to make sure we save a little room for that. We can always maybe push the wall back, maybe a block. We could get a little crazy. Let's get a little crazy together today. There we go. Very, very, very nice. Awesome. So we'll pull that back a little bit. And I mentioned at the beginning of the episode is I have been feeling a little bit better lately. And I hope that's shown in terms of more videos for you and things along those lines. I'm really, really loving some of the videos we've gotten out with the Nether Tunnel, which we've got to finish on Twitch. We got kind of stuck on some other things this week, but we've got to get on to finishing that because I think that's coming out really cool. And of course, the shop, getting that all done, and some huge, landscaping progress in some of the prior episodes. So absolutely amazing. And man, when we're feeling good, we're unstoppable scars, aren't we? There we go. And we're gonna grab that. And then this one, oh, goodbye, Mumbo. And then this one goes like a so, like that. There we go. And then we put that right about there. So that's kind of the general kind of shape. And of course, we finish it off by doing a nice light blue in the center there. So I think that's going to look fantastic. Man, this brings back memories. Like I said, I really loved that video that we made last season in here. I just felt like it was unique, different, and it's just so much fun. So I'm going to temporarily put this down here just to kind of give you a little bit of a perspective on it. So something like that is a fairly accurate on this very small scale on the pool. So I also love to see if I could fit maybe a little bit of yellow into it, but that's not what we're going to work on now. That's just like take one at the design. We might revise it a couple more times, of course. But next thing we're going to do is we're going to start filling the room full of our bone blocks. And these are the calcium deposits. And if I'm wrong, please correct me, because I believe that's what it is in Yellowstone. These are like large calcium deposits along the banks here, along all the geysers and different things along those lines. Now, of course, we're going to be able to take some of this back or kind of harvest it back, because I'm going to start building it upwards like this in just a moment here. So I'm going to call that the kind of the spout, if you will, lack of a better term. I think we're just going to go with that. There we go. Beautiful, wonderful, awesome. So how are you guys doing? I talked about myself a little bit, but I'd like to know about how you guys are doing. I hope you're doing all well, and hopefully the winter hasn't frozen you to death. It's been fairly mild after Christmas. We had some pretty crazy weather for a little bit, but then other than that, it's been pretty darn mild, and I am definitely ready for spring and summer. I've got so many amazing plans and things that, man, I just cannot wait. I'm so excited, via the channel and just like personal things, this, that, and the other thing. I'm just excited. I want to go out and photography, paint, trips, different things like that. I just really want to do some stuff. Life is incredibly short, and you never know when anything can ever be cut from you or taken from you, this, that, or the other thing. And you just got to grab life and you got to do it. And when you're feeling good, and you got to really appreciate those times when you're feeling good, and you just got to seize those opportunities. And that's what I'm going to do. So that's what I decided. So I'm gonna put this like so. So trying to come up with the general design of the geyser kind of coming out. It's a little thick, so what I might do is I might expand the roof just by 1 block here, so we can move these around a little bit. Some of the rooms aren't completely identical in scale, so I think that'll be cool. So I think we've got a pretty good design. I should not have made my scaffolding out of wool. Not at all. Should not have done that. Anyway, so that's kind of the general shape. I know it's a little hokey. That's why we kind of need to refine it. So give me a few minutes as I jump in there with my chisel and make this thing look a little nicer. Spend a little time with my chisel, chiseling away at the calcium. So I think this is looking pretty cool. So what I did with the yellow, instead of actually doing a full block, was I kind of scaled it down a little bit with the yellow carpet. So I think that's looking cool. I'd like to go with a slightly darker color in the center, but I just don't think it's going to work out, unfortunately. But I've got the geyser rebuilt slightly. It was a little too small, so I kind of scaled it up a little bit. So we'll add the water back in there, kind of added some more details around here. So the next thing we need to do is just kind of smooth off the edges just a little bit. There we go. Look at that. Very nice. So this is just kind of smoothing off the blocks. You know, of course, we don't have half slabs and stairs for this particular block, which would be really nice. The bone block is one of my favorite blocks based on the very beautiful kind of creamy white that it has. It's very useful in many regards for building. One of my favorites is a design that that I made a while back, was for backsplashes. So if you're trying to make, you know, a very beautiful modern house, something along those lines, you can use the bone block very well. I did a series where I kind of did, like, I don't know, 5 or so kitchens. And I really want to bring that back. I really want to bring back a creative series. In the chat, are you interested in seeing my creative kind of tutorial building videos again? Yes or no? Like, I'd really like to do those. I've been kind of like itching to do those, if you will. There's just something in me that's just been like, I don't know, I've been thinking about it a lot lately, but I don't know if that's something people are even interested in Minecraft anymore about. Like, is that something anyone's interested in? I kind of go back and forth. Like, I want to do it, but I like to do things, of course, too, that you guys enjoy too. So yeah, let me know if you guys want to see one of those. I have a house build. I could totally do it. Anyway, I think that's looking pretty good. Yeah, I like that a lot. So let me come up with some ideas for the walls there. Let me know, of course, if you guys want to see that creative series back. And guess what? I'll be right back too. What is this skeleton doing in season 4? Just kind of hanging out in the maze. Look at that guy. Jeez. Anyway, let's head over to our new diorama, and we've got the, you know, the geothermal pot down here looking super fancy. We've got the geyser growing out of the calcium looking super fancy. Got the clouds and everything. So we just need to bring the glass across here. And other than that, I think we've got it. I think that's really cool. I'm going to put a little bit more grass around the front so that encourages you to hop up to see the blue and stuff like that, because when you're at this level, you can't really see it. So kind of maybe encourage you to jump up here. So yeah, I think this came out really, really cool. Thank you so much for the idea, because I think this fits perfectly in all the different kind of landscapes that we do. And yeah, absolutely love it. I think it looks super cool from a distance. You're just like, what is going on over there? That is amazing. So let's head back to Scarlandia and start finishing up that crazy landscape. Welcome back to the city, and it is now time to take this landscaping to the next level by completing all of the areas that are not complete yet. So we'll land here on Shulker City, and I'm slowly getting things together. I mean, we got boxes everywhere. I think there's some lime green. I've got a whole bunch more hardened clay over in this area, all the way across here. I've got a couple more of these shulker boxes full back in the monster cave that's under the city. So I think we're doing fairly good on this. I think we're probably going to need another set of these in terms of the green, because we're going to be taking that green and we're going to be sending it all the way across the other half of the city, which is going to be incredible. And then adding details on top of that. And of course, let's round the corner here and start building up these banks on all the other roads, because that's got to happen. Once we do this, the city is going to feel a lot more complete, and that is going to make me super happy. So my friends, let's hit super fast build mode and complete this. So hit it. End of super fast build mode, and we now have all of this beautiful green surrounding the entire perimeter of the city, which is absolutely amazing. Each one of these green sections took 2 hours to lay all the way down. So some of you guys have seen this in the most recent live stream because it has taken a very, very long time. And in between other videos, this video has been slowly being worked on. And yeah, this was a huge accomplishment for the city to finally have this area at least covered so you can finally kind of get a feel for how all the different areas of the city is coming together. And it just makes me really, really happy because that means we're one huge step closer to being done with this. And look at this under section below here. So much room for potential, my friends. Very, very nice. Anyway, and also look at these beautiful new roads that we worked on our live stream, looking absolutely fantastic. So what I wanted to do was have these roads kind of extend outwards. So when you're in the city, you can kind of see them floating off into the actual horizon. So that is really, really, really cool. And of course, this one kind of goes off into the mountains. So that'll eventually have a tunnel, and then over here this one disappears and goes off towards Wells's base, which is absolutely amazing. Look at it floating off into the distance there. Nice. This is making me really happy. So let's take a quick look before we start working on our next project here down into the cave. Oh, I gotta point out something. Look at how organized I am. Look at this. This is like organization for Scar. Looking super nice. By the way, I cleaned it up in here. I noticed you guys are probably looking at this and being like, Scar, this room looks way more tidy than it was. And yes, it is. I've cleaned up a lot of the boxes, kind of threw away a lot of junk. And then I've also cleaned out a whole bunch of shulker boxes. So all these shulker boxes are empty. Whereas before I had maybe like 3 or 4 empty shulker boxes. So yeah. Look at this, organizing the place. Big deal around here, right? So that is the updated map. That is pretty cool. So you can see the roads kind of extending out into the distance, and the darker green, of course, in the in this little section down here where it was a little bit lighter before. So yeah, huge progress there on the map. So go back to the beginning of the episode, check that map out before that because it is a big difference. It looks pretty darn awesome. But let's get busy because what I want to work on is the traffic signals for Scarlandia. Some of you guys have been asking about that on the most recent live stream, so I definitely want to start working on that. So let's start right over here and check our inventory. So first what we're going to do is we're going to grab a little of you and a lot of you and just a smidge of you. Beautiful. Let's get busy next to this cat over here. So we're going to start like right here. So I was kind of envisioning this as we were kind of doing time lapses. So I think this is going to be pretty cool. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Very nice. And we're going to throw this on top. Beautiful, wonderful, awesome. Nice. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sneak this all the way around. So I have this pretty cool vision for what this modern kind of sign is going to be. So of course, this is the signaling device, you know, of course, for your stopping and you're going when you're at your traffic signals. So what we're going to do is we're going to have additional trapdoors going off into the center with the green and the red shulker box hanging down like it's traffic signal. So I think that's going to be really, really cool. And, you know, we can't, of course, get to the same level of detail that we had in Fullcraft when we made those amazing turn signals there, of course. But you know what? Those were amazing, but we're going to do our absolute... Wait, where did that piece of concrete go? Oh, it's down there. Oh, anyway, so yeah, that'll be good. So that's our first design right there. And like I said, we're going to take that and it's going to stretch across and it's going to meet in the center. So I'm going to... how am I going to do that? I might have to do some of that off camera because that's going to be really tricky of taking all those trapdoors in the center. Let me think about that for a moment, but let's grab a little snow and a little bit of... Oh, wait, it's gone. I had carpet in my inventory. It is... Oh, here it is. Never mind. It's going to make a big old thing of it, but it's gone. Anyway. So one of the things that I want to do now is do some little, pedestrian crossing, of course, in the street here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to put a little something like that. And the reason I'm doing it with snow is I like the little bit of elevation change that we get there. Just adds a little bit more depth to it. So I think that's really nice. Now, I am considering doing it potentially in carpet. The benefits of carpet would be that we could put lighting under it. So that's really cool. Of course, we can't do that with snow, but it's definitely an option we can do. But I do like the snow because it does give it that little bit of a depth change. So I think that's really nice. Yeah, I like that. So one of the things that I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about today was something that was on my mind. So this is where the car just stops just shy of the crosswalk. Was that when I was playing Hermit Pack, I was really thinking about how it would be awesome in Minecraft if we had a little bit more depth into the systems. Excuse me, mister. What in the world is going on here? It's disappearing on us, guys. We're losing it. What the heck? Anyway, depth in the system. So what I mean by that is furnaces, so smelting, enchanting, different things along those lines. So one of the things that I was thinking about, instead of adding a lot of furnaces to the game, wouldn't it be cool if in Minecraft we had, wait, am I just hallucinating, or are we losing these things everywhere? What the heck is going on? Okay, so that's my general thought for the crosswalk. So I think that looks pretty cool. You know what? I think we have lighting under this carpet. No? Oh my gosh, so it's melting. Dang it, we're gonna probably have to do this. Yeah, we're gonna have to do this in this. Dang it, I really like the little bit of elevation change we had. That's a darn shame anyway. Okay, anyway, like I was saying, it would be really cool if we had a little bit more depth in the smelting. So my thoughts are, instead of adding more smelters to the game, wouldn't it be really cool if they just took the existing fuel sources and made them smelt or not smelt as fast as others? So say you had the bare bones and it's like leaves or sticks, very slow to smelt. But as you work your way up, you get into the middle ground, kind of neutral where it is today with coal. But once you progress past coal, you go into end rods and lava, things along those lines. Things smelt much faster. I just think that's a really cool depth change within the game that could be really cool because it would make you really want to go off and get those different smelting things. I know they can smelt longer. I think end rods will smelt more for one rod, but I think it'd be really cool if it actually smelted a little bit faster. That just seems really cool because I was smelting a lot of glass a little while ago and it was taking quite some time. And I'm like, it'd be really cool if these end rods actually made it smelt faster. And I think it's just a fun thing in the game that you would strive towards, is really thinking about getting those higher tier smelting materials so you could smelt a little faster in your base. I think it'd just be something really simple. It's already things that are existing within the game that you can just upgrade. Just sounds like a plan to me, my friend. So let me know what you think of that. It's just a simple idea. So that light post right there, we're going to do another one here, there, and of course on that section. Then I'm going to take the trapdoors and I'm going to bring them to the center, and then together, let's add our light. And there we go. So I think that is looking pretty darn good. So let's scaffold our way up and finish this last section. So right there, I'm considering putting this right on top, cutting out that block, and let's scaffold down. Let's actually get a shovel instead of an axe. There we go. That'll make quick work of that. And then let's see, let's throw down an end rod. So the end rod's going to cast a little extra light in the center. Now, I was considering removing the blue and placing an end rod in that spot right there just to create a little extra light in this area, but I also like the little extra, splash of color, right? Just that little extra splash is always very nice. All right, then let's go down to here and then put that on top of it like that. And then let's see, let's put this there. Maybe that's a little much. That's a little much. Let's put a little trapdoor there. There we go. Fantastic. And we'll cut those blocks out like that. Grab up the last of our trapdoors. Those are mighty expensive. Nice. I'm loving it. So one thing I will definitely change is I'm going to rotate the green one so it's facing the other direction. I think it would actually look slightly better. But yeah, I like that light design. I think that's really, really cool. It really fits in with the modern theme. So let's jump up into the air and let's see how that actually looks from above, because I do not know. Oh, I love it. It looks fantastic from above. Got the crosswalk and everything. Love it to bits. That is That's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Anyway, let me build 3 more of those things and we'll meet back up, start our next project. Welcome back, and down below we have our brand new intersections. These things are super awesome. Now, one of the side effects of using a shulker box for the signal is that at a certain distance, they disappear. I have no idea why, but they do. Now, I do like these because see those little boxes right there? So that little bit of a darker red and that little darker green right there. It just looks like an extra little detail that makes it look like a light. I love the extra depth and color kind of variation within it. I just think that adds a little bit to the design. So I would prefer to keep with them, but it would be nice at a distance like right here if you could see the red and the green, because then it would be like, hey, there's the intersection. So I don't know, we'll look at it, we'll play with it, see where it's going to go from here. But absolutely loving those things. I think they look absolutely fantastic. And from above, looking down, so we'll shoot ourselves way up into the air and look down. You can see that one over there. There's the one over there to our right. And of course, if it loads in now, the one directly in front of us. Apparently it's not going to. There we go. So yeah, I think they look really cool. And it's just these little details that are going to continue to emerge within the city that will really give it that energy and that feel like it's alive and moving around. One of the things we're going to work on next fairly soon is getting more cars built into the city. So my vision for a car within this city is not so much a flying car, but really like a hovering car. Or wait, is hovering and flying the same thing? I'm not 100% sure. Actually, yeah, wouldn't it be? Because if you're even hovering up the ground, you're flying through the air, I suppose. So yeah, anyway, so the car will be about 1 to 2 blocks off the ground. So they're just kind of, well, I was going to say hovering off the ground. So yeah, you know, they're just a little bit above the ground. I don't know, hovering, flying, whatever they are, they would be about right here. And I think that'd be pretty cool because it's futuristic that it's not touching the ground, but it is still kind of following the lane markers and things along those lines. So I think that's going to be really cool and unique for the design. There it goes. It just popped in. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take the retaining walls, the trees, and all the details that we did over there, and we're going to start building it down this road. So once again, let's hit super fast build mode. End of super fast build mode, and look at that beautiful sight below us with all the green trees and lawns that adorn the street, looking super fancy. Absolutely loving it. This is really tying in the entirety of our city along with our brand new cross street here. Look at the crosswalk, you know, crisscrossing the street, and of course our little street light at the top looking super fancy. And yeah, this makes me super happy to see all the trees and the plants and of course the walkways. Now, once we do start building buildings in this region, of course, you know, we might have to remove a tree or two here and there along the way, but just having it down and in place, it just has that one more step towards the progression that we're working towards. And I'm super happy with today's progress. We've got, like I said, got the little cross streets, we've got the trees. That tree is like super small over there, but that's okay. I think it's nice to have a little variation in the trees. You don't want them all exactly the same, but we've got all of this green down over here. And of course, we finished our shop in the community area, which is now open, which is amazing. So we've got that open with the geysers in there. So guys, thank you so much for watching today, as we had a super awesome progress-filled episode here in Scarlandia. And if you believe the video deserved a rating, that would be much appreciated. And until next time, this has been Good Times with Scar, and we'll see you later. And don't forget to subscribe, because you may just become scarred for life.